Hello everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name's Erica. Hi, how are you? I'm so happy to have you here. So I know I kind of fudged the schedule last week. I was originally going to do today's video on Thursday of last week. However, I had a surprise package at my door. They were my Betsy Johnson Wedding Edit rhinestone wedding shoes. I am over the moon, head over heels, pun intended, and I just absolutely loved sharing that unboxing with you. So thank you for allowing me to screw the schedule a little bit. But if you've not seen that video, I will link it in the description box down below. First time a pair of shoes has ever made me cry, but I suppose there's a first for everything. And I just really had a good time showing you, and I was just so happy that I got to. But anyway, we are back to our regularly scheduled program, and we are going to be doing a review today on the Life on Mars Goods Moonage Dream Tote. I actually did the unboxing of this video a while back. The link is in the description box down below. The packaging for this bag was a 12 out of 10. It was an experience in and of itself. It was beautiful. Would recommend. Please go check that out. Anyway, I have been carrying this bag for a little over a month now. I got it in literally the first week of July. We're in the first week of August. So I feel like I have had a good amount of time to really feel out this bag, kind of tell you what I like, and tell you some suggestions or tweaks that I would make. And this video then is going to go into a very typical review for my channel. I have added the what's in my bag, but I'm going to go through it very quickly. I'm only doing this to show you how much this bag really does carry. I am then going to go over general product details of this bag and talk to you a little bit about Life on Mars Goods, because this is the first time really talking about this company on my channel. I will then go into the modeling test, and then I will go to the tech test, aka what size computer will fit into this bag. And lastly, I will go into the pros and cons, or aka suggestions, about this bag, so definitely stick around to the end for that info. But first and foremost, let's get into the bag. Again, I will go very, very quickly. I won't even go into many pouches, but first, this is the overview. This bag holds an absolute ton. All right, y'all, so let's start with the front pocket. This is my work badge. This is by Briley Collections. I will link her shop down below if you're interested. We'll get right into the bag because that's all I carry in the front. I have in this front pocket right here, it's a small slip pocket. I have a small ledger notebook. I kind of do my finance breakdown stuff. I have a vaccine card. I have the tag that the bag came with. I have some apricot black tea. Love this stuff. And then I have some lens cleaners. Then I have my book of the month book currently that I'm reading. It's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I have my planner. Y'all, I've been planning in it for a month consistently. That's never happened. I'm usually really, really bad about jumping from planner to planner. I have some Kinder Bueno, for which I completely forgot. I actually didn't carry this bag over the weekend. I was into another bag, so put that in there on Friday and surprised Erica today on Monday. So I was pretty pleased with my past self. I have my sunglasses, I have a wallet, I have a beauty pouch. For sake of time, we're not going to get into that today. Just know that there's probably a million lip products in there. I have my cell phone, I have a pen, a flint roller, or a retractable lint roller if you will, one of my favorite products. Another lip product outside of the beauty pouch. Then I have some Werther's caramels. I have my IKEA change pouch, my keys, a cereal bar, Coola sunscreen, and then in this large pocket I have AirPods and a bobby pin that just flew out. I have some more lip products. I have a Bluetooth clicker for my iPhone. I have a fountain pen. I feel one more thing in here. Yep, that's it. And then I have a flash drive. So that is all I carry in this bag. Again, I just really wanted to go over that very quickly with you, just so you get an idea of just how much this bag carries. It carries a ton. So let me tell you a little bit about Life on Mars goods before we get into the general product details. First and foremost, I was introduced to Life on Mars goods via a local craft fair. I saw leather bags and immediately was drawn to it. The owner, creator, design connoisseur, if you will, is Jamie. Jamie's fantastic. I've talked to her a lot via Instagram. That's kind of how I ask all my questions and things like that. Should I have any questions? So she is fantastic. She's very sweet and I just really loved her products. I find that they're extremely unique, but simultaneously she does something to them just that creates that sort of twist. So my very first product, hold please, was an SLG item. It was actually a card wallet. So she's got this brilliant color. She's got her logo embossed here, but something I like is that she's added this multicolored stitching. So I just felt like it elevated the look. I really love a classic design with something just unique to it. It's usually what draws me to products, and this was my first introductory piece from Life on Mars goods. When I was at the craft fair though, she had this amazing bag hanging up that I could just not forget, and it was the Moonage Dream Tote. This tote is actually inspired... That was Carl. I'm sorry guys. This tote was actually inspired by a David Bowie song and an avocado, both outside and on the inside. So I just really loved it. I couldn't get it out of my head, so I had to have it, and I actually bought it 2 months later. So Life on Mars goods strives to create sustainable products using non-toxic materials. So for example, this lining is a hemp lining, and the dyes used to kind of give it this really fun, funky color are actually out of completely natural ingredients. And something else I love about Life on Mars goods is she's actually out of the Chicagoland area. So for me, it is shopping locally as I am from the Chicagoland area. So I thought that was just a really fun little icing on the cake for having this bag. But let's now get into the general product details, aka dimensions, things like that. Okay, so first off guys, this bag measures 12 inches high, it is 14 inches wide, and it has a depth of 4.5 inches. Let's go over the pockets a little bit too. So it has this one outside 6x6 pocket, so it's pretty large, and you have 2 pockets on the inside. You have this green like leather slip pocket out here, and on the opposite side you have this really deep, kind of attaches via this button closure pocket that you're able to fit quite a bit in. It has a zipper that completely detaches should you need it to. It is a YKK zipper. It has 2 handles like so that are adjustable, so you can actually adjust it to the strap drop that you want, which I really love, considering again I am from the Chicagoland area and we experience all of the seasons. And although I'm wearing a thin shirt now, very, very soon I will be back in sweaters and coats, and I will need a bigger strap drop. So I really love that this was thought through. This bag is made out of full grain leather. Her full grain leather is actually imported from Sweden. At the front of the bag, we have the Life on Mars goods stamp that it's just really subtle, which is what I really love. We have the dark mocha handles, we have the avocado color, and again, I've already mentioned it, but I'm gonna just kind of give you a better look. This is a hemp lining dyed with completely natural materials. Each one is hand done, so every bag will look a little different than the others. So it's completely a work of art, which is again something I really, really love about these small companies and these handcrafted bags, is that no one bag is really the same, and I just absolutely love that. But we'll get more on to those pros and cons later. I guess you're already kind of getting a foreshadowing that I just really love this bag. But anyway guys, now let's get into the next section, which is the modeling section. So I keep it right around the middle. I have some room to make it longer or shorter should I want to, but let's go ahead and model this bag for you. Alright y'all, so next is the tech test, aka what size computer will fit in this bag. I have 2 sizes to show you. I have a 13-inch and I have a 15-inch. We will start with the 13-inch. Now each one of these computers is in a sleeve. I'm starting with the 13-inch. Slip right in there. That goes in, no issue. It will close, and it will be just fine. So it definitely fits that 13-inch computer. Then next is my 15-inch laptop in sleeve again. Put that right in. That actually fits, no issue. Truth be told, I have been using this as like a pseudo work bag too. Sometimes when I don't want to bring a separate work bag, I will throw my 15-inch computer, which is the one I happen to use the most, into this bag. Fits just fine. This bag is a total workhorse. So love that it fits a 15-inch computer. Next, guys, the part you've all been waiting for, the pros and the cons, aka suggestions for this bag. So let's delve right in. All right, so if you haven't gathered already, I just want to say first and foremost, I have adored this bag. I absolutely 100%, 1000% adore it. I think it's so pretty, so unbelievably functional, and yet so unique with this fringe and this color, the lining. It's just been unbelievable. But I thought with this review, let's go ahead and start with the outside, working our way in. So let's just go back to the real outside of this bag, because I just feel like it has to be mentioned in the pros. The packaging of this bag, I know this sounds silly, I've never ever done this with any of my other bags. The packaging of this bag was bar none the best I've ever experienced. It was a 12 out of 10. She wrote me a handwritten note. She had this beautiful, amazing ties, and just, she hand stamped a thank you little, oh, I think I have it. She hand stamped this little thank you tag that adorned the packaging. I actually now use it as a bookmark. So it was just such a phenomenal packaging. I think it lent to the experience of buying one of her products. And I just really loved that. And I just felt like I needed to make a note. And again, I really encourage you, if you've not, to go check out the unboxing just so you can see her packaging. Okay, now moving on to the actual physical bag. I first want to talk about the fact that I just love this leather. It is, again, that full grain, beautiful leather. It has this really phenomenal texturing, and it's kind of got like this pebbled look. I would say it's of medium rigidity. I think it's very fun, buttery, slouchy. It's definitely malleable, but simultaneously when set down, it does keep its shape, which I really enjoy. I don't necessarily love bags that lose their shape completely when set down. I don't feel like I need to put a tote organizer in here, although I could, but I don't need that to keep its shape, which is definitely something I love. And also, this textured leather truly is more of a novelty in my collection. I can't say that I've always been drawn to pebbled leather. Not that I didn't like it, I just didn't have that experience. But now that I've really been experiencing this like textured leather, I have just loved it. I think it's just stunning. I think it adds to the overall look of the bag. And again, I just really love, I love it. It's just such a beautiful look to this bag. Next thing on the outside that I have to do it, is the fringe. I think this fringe just elevates the look completely. I think without it, I think this bag would be beautiful without it, don't get me wrong. However, for me, I think what truly draws me to this bag is the fringe. I have not really seen a bag do it quite like this, with the fringe displayed how it is, and it just immediately draws the eye, and I think it's just so much fun. And it's truly one of the reasons that I bought it. I love the fringe, and I don't find a lot of fringe bags that are of this size. I find that they're usually a lot smaller. So I love the fact that it was a larger bag with the fringe, and it just, to me, it just makes the look. I think it's so fun, so boho, so hippie. It's such a 70s vibe, and it needed to be mentioned in the pros section for sure, that I think the fringe just completely elevates the look. The next thing on the outside that I think is a pro for sure is I want to mention the 6x6 pocket. It is such a much appreciated pocket for the fact that it's just there. I love pockets, but also that it is a 6x6 pocket, meaning that it is really quite large. It generally holds my work badge, and sometimes I even will slip my phone in there just for easy access in and out of the bag. It just does a phenomenal job of it. So again, just the fact that it is there and the fact that it holds a good amount. I've seen multiple pockets on bags that while they're there, don't really serve a function or a purpose for those larger items that maybe you want to slip in and out on the outside of your bag just for ease of use. And I really love that she has thought of this detail. Again, if you're new here, I love pockets, love them, but I also just love the function of them. But I feel like it creates such a fun design on the front with this very cool like pinky stitching, and then simultaneously it just serves a purpose, which chef kiss in my book. The next thing I'd like to go to is just the handles, okay? First of all, they're this gorgeous mocha color with then the kind of like the suede material on the back. But I love the fact that she's made this into kind of this buckle fashion, and you are able to sort of adjust the strap length however you please. As somebody from the Chicagoland area, and again, as somebody who experiences the seasons, it is just something that I find very appropriate for those of us who may wear a t-shirt in the summer, but then have to wear a parka in the winter just based on our weather. And sometimes we need that bag to sort of, you know, really work with our fashion because we have to work with the seasons. And I've seen a lot of companies do very, very small shoulder drops, and it's just not adjustable, and they want a heck of a lot of money to increase the strap drop. But the fact that this one is something that you can sort of, you know, just adjust at your will is something I find quite refreshing and just really thought through, again, as a detail of the bag. And lastly, something I do want to mention about the handles is that they're quite comfortable on the shoulder. I carry this bag, obviously the only way to carry it is on your shoulder, and I have not had any shoulder pains or aches from carrying the bag. I think these are, the fact that they're flat and they're pretty decent width makes it very comfortable to carry on your shoulder. And then I also just want to say that I really love the contrast of the mocha and the green, this like avocado fun green color. I will wear this bag no matter what season. It is currently summer, and I have been wearing this in the height of the summer in July. However, I do really feel like this bag really reminisces like kind of like the fall vibe, and I think that's something that I really love about the colors of this bag for it doing that, because fall admittedly is my favorite season, and I just can't wait to go into fall carrying this bag. I just think it's just perfectly suited for the season, and I just love that every time I look at it, it reminds me of my favorite season. All right, guys, now that we've really covered the outside of the bag, let's get into the inside of the bag and just go over the pros or things that I really noticed about, you know, the inside of the bag. First and foremost, something I'd really like to point out here is the fact that this bag is quite large, but to me doesn't feel oversized. Like, I don't think it swims on my frame. I don't think it completely takes over. I don't think it's just abnormally large, yet simultaneously is able to fit my 15-inch laptop should I need to, along with all that other like junk that I carry. So something that I just really loved was the size of this bag for sure. I just feel like it was perfect. It's that perfect large bag that just doesn't feel or seem crazy huge, because that can get annoying for sure. Okay, the next thing I want to get into, guys, is just the pockets. Okay, so you have both pockets. You have this kind of slim pocket on this side, and you have this much larger pocket on the other side that has that button closure. Now, I have mentioned this multiple times. Again, I love pockets. I love pockets for the reason that I find them to be quite functional, and I also feel like pockets make it that you eliminate other stuff in your bag. I now don't have to accommodate another pouch to organize that stuff. I find that the pockets are a good size. I'm able to carry some electronics in one, and then, you know, cards or, you know, lens cleaners in another pocket. So I definitely feel like it creates more space in the bigger interior of the bag via that I don't have to carry pouches, and simultaneously they keep me quite organized. So I really just love the fact that they are there. And the next thing I want to talk about is the lining. So this bag is lined. A lot of my full grain leather bags are unlined, but I really love the fact that she hand dyes it, again with that, you know, non-toxic materials. I just think it's so fun. It's like the pinks and whites and yellows, but the fact that it's hand dyed is just one of the great reasons to it. But simultaneously, I love that it's a lighter color, especially because the screen is a bit dark. So I feel like if it were unlined, it would be a bit more difficult to find things. I have mentioned before, I will say it again, I love a light lining. I find that it's easier to find my things. So you've seen that I obviously carry a ton in this bag, and I feel like the fact that it's so bright and so light, nothing really just goes into the dark abyss of the bag. If you've carried dark bags and that they're unlined or they have a black lining, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes those darker colored items, like that black notebook I carried, would be just lost in the abyss of all the stuff, and I would not be able to see it quite like I would with this color lining. The last thing I want to talk about is the fact that it has the zipper. I am really quite a fan of a zipper. I don't necessarily keep it shut, but I do like it for the fact that should I travel with this bag, I have that available to me. I am one of those people that really prefers my bag to be closed off when I am in a high traffic area, if I am in the city, if I am on public transportation, if I am at the airport. I really do love the fact that I am able to zip it up should I need to, but I also like the fact that it disconnects entirely, so I'm able to just really stuff this bag full. So when I'm in my local area and or I'm at work or just going, you know, to the gym, I can kind of keep this bag wide open and it just disconnects and I'm able to really shove a lot of stuff in there. But again, I like the security option of a zipper, and I'm just really thankful that it is there. All right, guys. So last thing we need to talk about is the cons. I hate calling them that. I really like to call them more suggestions. So I have very few with this bag. I really do. I think this bag is perfection. I call it my comparison tote. For example, I now use this bag as the highest tier pillar of how do other bags compare to this one, and are they even cuter? Can they touch this one? That is what this bag means to me. I don't technically believe in purse piece, but should I? This comes close. It really does. I absolutely adore this bag, and I have so much fun carrying it. The few suggestions, if you will, that I have for this bag is I have a foot fetish. I have mentioned it before. I wish there were feet on this bag. If I am going to set it on the floor, I wish it was on feet rather than the dirty floor. I do try to avoid setting my bags on the floor. However, you know, sometimes you don't always have that option, and unfortunately it does not have feet. So I would love feet for this bag, but I've said it, full grain leathers bags to me, I feel like I can at least really use these bags. I don't have to baby them, so the fact that there's no feet, I look past it with the full grain leather, but again, I wish it were there. The next thing I wish this bag had was some D-rings so I could make it into a crossbody bag. I think the bag is very comfortable on my shoulder, but there are times, for example, when I go to the races, I like to sit all the way up in the bleachers, and I just wish that it was something that I could just kind of throw crossbody and walk up without having to carry it on my shoulder. It's just an ease of convenience and an ease of use for me, and I wish the option was available. The next thing I want to mention in terms of this, I think more is it could possibly be a con for some of you. I've talked to a lot of you about weight of bags and how a lot of you strive to have bags that are maybe not as heavy, and I will say I did notice that this one had quite a bit of weight to it. It is a large full grain bag, so of course it is going to be heavy. I do find that I've adjusted to the weight quite well, and now I don't feel like it is heavy, but I do remember my first impression of the bag being, wow, this is heavy. So if you are somebody who maybe has back problems, shoulder problems, whatever the case may be, definitely think about it. Although I will say I feel like I've adjusted to the weight very well, and I don't even notice it anymore, if at all. So it was something that I initially noticed, and very quickly that feeling dissipated, but I do feel like for those of us who have those issues, that should be mentioned in this section. The last thing that I just want to say, and it is definitely on a personal note, is I would love to see this bag in a pumpkin color. Jamie has actually released on her stories that she's been looking at this beautiful pumpkin leather, and Jamie, if you're watching this, would love it in the pumpkin. For sure, would definitely buy it in the pumpkin. I love this green, don't get me wrong, but pumpkin, rust, they're just my color. It's my color right now. It's like the spirit color. I love it. So that ends my suggestions, cons of this bag. I really do feel like the pros far outweigh the con suggestions, and I again have just absolutely adored this tote so much, and it is probably one of my most favorites in my collection. I just absolutely love it. I will definitely be purchasing another bag from her in the future for sure. There's actually that same craft fair coming up in the fall, and I hope to see her there. So anyway, I hope you found this review very helpful. I highly encourage you to go check out Life on Mars goods. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And I cannot wait to catch you in Thursday's video. It will be a recap of my July favorites because crazily enough, we are in the month of August. I can't believe I'm saying that. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a great few days until I see you in Thursday's video. And yeah, I can't wait to see you there. Anyway, bye guys.